looky here. Did not necessarily expect it. Never know if I can expect it, but I am pumped when I see it. There are legends, and then there are made men. And then there is whatever category that is above all of that. This next guy is in that category. He won it all in 2004. He won it all in 2008. He is about to check in, if I'm not mistaken, for his 19th main event. He is Iafrate. It's Iafrate. He's here. Amazing to hear from you. Ken, what's going on? How are things, Ken?
Greetings, Jimmy. Oh, and props to Shawnee, man. I too would love to have my grandson's bicycle bell installed on as my push notification on my phone. Man, if you please DM me on how you did that. Surprise, surprise, everyone. I am back. And any of you in the field who aren't happy about that, well, you got nobody to blame but yourselves. You know, when you took to the airwaves yesterday en masse to prove my point about jungle decay in unprecedented fashion, as the whole lot of you joined in staging a live puny white guy remake of Shaft, as LaDainian Tomlinson collected royalties like never before, a voice sounded from on high. Irate Freddy, it said, they need you. Go, save Jim Rome from professional ruin. Bring back the smack. And so here I am, clonies. And for those of you after yesterday and today still clinging, despite all evidence to the contrary, to the illusion that this thing is better now than it used to be, I'm left to ask, are you basing that on how much better everything else is now than it used to be? Because I'll tell you what, when you can show me how much better our planet, our children's safety, our public health, our common decency, and our democracy are now than they used to be, I will be willing to accept that the Smackoff is better because we traded in JT, Terrence, and the DDS for Les, Brad, and Paul's dog, who somehow seems to be less mesmerized by male genitalia than his non-canine brethren on this program. Look, Jim, I get it. You're giving away $5 now, which is almost as much money as these guys lose in a typical bender at the craps table. So the losers have flocked to the money like moths to the light. It makes perfect sense. But it only further substantiates just how deep these clowns have dragged our annual jungle holiday. See, Jimmy, back when you dreamed this thing up and invited us to come, we didn't need to call you to win anything. We were already winners. I mean, the first 3 Smackoffs were won by a successful stockbroker, an accomplished attorney, and the proprietor of the Tustin Ranch Family Dental Mill. Now look, we got Brad and his photos designed to catalyze his career as a sex worker, and Les, who I don't even want to think about what he had to let Richie Incognito do to him to get that jersey. And anyone possessing a phone and needing $5,000 in order to cover their back due alimony spends their every waking moment groveling for a golden ticket. And that is why the golden tickets now go to a bunch of Augustus Gloops, not Charlie Buckets. Jim, each one of these losers is convinced that he's going to be sending you the 1099 that I alone will be filling out. But that is no surprise. It's the only honest work these cretins do all year. And some of these tragics spent what little money they don't have in pursuit of the $5 they ain't winning. You think I'm lying? I mean, try tuning into that legendary Smackoff postgame show. You know, the masquerade ball where callers to a radio show act like celebrities and break down their award-losing performances. I decided to give that thing a try a couple of years ago, and right as I clicked it on, lo and behold, Mike in Indy, may he rest in peace, a.k.a. Chael's dog. I win Smackoff with tandem call. There's Chael's dog pissing on the jungle tree, and he's talking about how he paid tech specialists to prepare the audio gimmicks he deployed in his 5th place call. Okay, well, our man Mike may finally be exiled, thank God, but his willingness to invest in his losing Smackoff calls, that is a pandemic all its own nowadays on this program. Know what I mean there, Caleb? And you know what they say about a fool and his money, Jim. He spends it on losing the Smackoff. Yeah, it's not the field that's gotten deeper, Jimmy. Only the purse has gotten deeper, thanks to Romy bin Salman rolling out the Live Smackoff Tour, populated by a bunch of losers happy to take your blood money because they ain't got game and they know it. So here's to Lef and Brad and Caleb and Benny and Vic and Rick. You guys all have as much chance of beating me today as Mercenary Mickelson has of lifting the claret jug. And let me be clear, Jim, when you send me that $5,000, it's going straight to the families in Uvalde, Texas. They need your money. I don't. I may be old, suckers, but I won my titles on the real Smackoff Tour, and I'll tell you what I don't need in order to win this year's Smackoff. I don't need to be reimbursed for my expenses. I don't need my dog's assistance. I don't need no soundtrack. Here I am, au naturel, kicking your ass because I am just better at this than you. Yep, I'm the age of all y'all's dads. But could your dad win the Smackoff like I just did?
Iafrate. Kenny. He last won it in '08, if I'm not mistaken. He first won it in 2004. That angry son of a bitch with straight fire. And find me a smarter guy than that.